Well, there's still some questions to sift through, but I plan to introduce legislation, and I'd be happy to work with my colleague from Connecticut, to ensure that all federal departments and agencies, including the Department of Defense, upload the required conviction records into the national database. This legislation will also encourage, to the greatest extent possible under the Constitution, state and local governments to do the same. We can make the federal agencies do it. We can only request that the states do it, as the senator from Connecticut pointed out earlier, and their record of compliance is lousy. It's lousy. Justice Department records indicate that some federal agencies and state governments are failing to comply with a federal law. According to the Department of Justice, the number of these records that are actually uploaded is staggeringly low. That is unacceptable, and it must change. What's important to note, though, is that when the dust settles, the appropriate answers won't necessarily be the easy ones. But the fact remains that under existing law, this atrocity should have been prevented. This gunman should not have been allowed to purchase firearms and should have been arrested when he tried to do so. We need to better understand why our existing laws didn't work in this instance, and that's what my proposed legislation will do. After analyzing the problem, we'll try to ensure that everyone is complying with the law. In 2015, I introduced legislation called the Mental Health and Safe Communities Act that addressed a related issue: the failure of state and local authorities to upload valuable mental health records into the NICS background check database. I hope this demonstrates my willingness to work together with anybody who's willing to meet these problems head on. Right now, we need time and clarity. We need to know and continue to study the facts. Then, as we've already started to do, we need to consider all existing laws and regulations, both at the state and federal, in light of this new information.